this was a really good outing for us. I thought, pace was physical. They really did a good job moving the ball. They made a lot of movements, a lot of passes. I thought they did a really good job, made us play defense. I thought for the first time out, I thought the defense was good. I thought our ball movement was good. We got guys that can shoot. We move the ball. We get good shots. We can make them. Obviously, I think we're a good shooting team. I think the first time, sometimes you get in these things, you get to the foul line, we're a much better free throw shooting team than we showed tonight. So that's an area that I think we will be a lot better in as we go along. Buddy sprained his ankle. I think he could have played, but it was better to hold him out, get treatment. John Boeheim hurt his ankle a little bit yesterday, a little more in warm-up today. So it's not bad, but, we're not going to push that. Barama had a knee procedure, will be about 4 weeks, we think. I mean, you're not always positive, but that's what we think. This is a good time for Jesse and Frank to get some opportunities, and I thought they both were good tonight defensively. They did a lot of good things. Jesse did some really good things, and Frank too. So it's a good opportunity for them to get going and do some things. I thought that, Joe's been playing really good, getting the ball to people, making plays, and, I thought Jimmy and Cole, first time, I thought they did some real positive things, and on the defensive end, they were pretty good. I think that the one thing, the misconception is that it's hard to play this defense. It's really much harder to play man-to-man than it is to play zone. Even though we add things, do things, it's much easier to get the zone in and get guys to understand what they do. It's not that complicated. And I think that Cole and Benny and Jimmy have done a really good job of picking up what we're doing. Cy. This team had a lot of guards that could drive and penetrate, and I thought we did a pretty good job keeping them in front. And again, it was a really good experience for us. Pace is a solid Division III team, physical team. So overall, this was a really good night for us. Okay, questions?
Coach, what's impressed you so far about Cole Swider since he's been here?
He's a hard worker. He picks things up. He understands what we're doing, and he can shoot. And he can shoot. And he can shoot. And he can shoot. Okay?
Coach, what impressed you about Benny today?
I thought he was active. I thought, he made some freshman plays. There's, things he's going to get better at. He gets flat with his jump shot, and when he gets it up, he makes it. He's done a lot of work on it, but you can tell when he's going to miss, it's flat, and it's something that it's just a work. It's going to take a lot of work. We're fortunate he's got veteran guys to play with him out there. That's going to help him, but he's a creative player. And he can make passes. He really can get the ball, go get it, and rebound the ball, and he's going to be really good. It's just going to take some patience and some time.
You mentioned Jesse and Frank and what they did on the defensive end.
Pardon?
You mentioned Jesse and Frank and what they did on the defensive end. What do you think is Jesse on the offensive end of the floor?
We're looking for him, and he caught it and got it back in. He got it in the basket. I thought rebounding-wise, there were 3 or 4 he had and didn't get that he's got to grab. Frank had a couple he should have had, didn't get. But Jesse was good. He really kept the ball up, finished. I thought Joe and Cy really made good passes looking for him, and he finished. Again, this was a really good first outing. Buddy getting hurt and put the pressure on everybody else to pick it up, and I thought they really did a good job.
Coach, before you see Buddy get hurt, but you see Jimmy and Buddy play on the same court together, you saw them play against each other on this court. Was it a little bit surreal to see that moment?
No, I'm used to it. I've been watching them all fall, but I just want them to have the opportunity to play and help us, and they both can do that. And we've got a good, solid group that really plays well together. We had 26 assists today, I think. I think that's on 30 baskets. That's probably close to a record. So that's good. A lot of really good movement. Nobody's trying to take a shot. They're trying to find the best shot. It was really good. The team is, they did a good job defensively. They were physical. They stuck with Buddy. They stuck with Cole. And, we did a good job being patient and getting the ball to people.
Coach, was that an emphasis with Joe this year to be patient and let the offense come to him?
He's been really good for 2 years, contrary to what everybody's opinion out there is that thinks they know about basketball and don't. He's been really good. He's never played point guard. He came in here. He had good assist-turnover ratio. He had in the top 10 in the league in steals. He's been really solid. Played great in the NCAA tournament last year when we didn't get anything out of other people. He's been a really good player here. I don't know what people expect or think or want, but he's a really good player. He's been a really good player, and I think he'll be even better this year. He's not really looking to shoot it much. He's taking shots when they're there, but he's making plays, which is what a point guard does. In high school, he just scored. He just had to score. But he's been a much better player than people want to give him credit for, and that's too bad. But again, there are people that don't know anything about basketball. I laugh when I hear somebody say, "Well, I'm not a coach. I don't know much, but Boeheim's wrong." Well, how do you know that if you don't know anything about basketball? You just admitted you don't know anything about basketball, and then you make a judgment. It's like people just love to second-guess coaches around. The football coach, he made the right decision about 4 times, and 3 times people thought it was the wrong. When something doesn't work, everybody says it's the wrong decision. But if it is the right decision, it just didn't work. And, you got a football team that just had an unbelievable game, and I don't think people understand. The coaches made one big, coaches don't make, it's not like the field goal. You go 4th and 2, you go field. Those are all tough calls. You can do those either way. The football coach made a decision this year that is completely, nobody saw coming, including me. I like football. And it was 100% the right decision. 100%. Gave them a chance to win every game they played. And I don't think they would have had any of those chances if they did. And it's funny how people that predicted this football team would be 3 or 4 wins, and they got 4 wins, and they all think they're doing terrible. All those same people that predicted that think, well, they're doing terrible. Well, that's not what you thought 2 months ago. This team's played their butts off. They really have. I'm tremendous admiration for what they've done. And they had to make one big decision that nobody wanted to make. Nobody would have made. And Coach Babers made it, and that was what turned the season into possibilities. It's still tough. It's going to be really tough. It's a tough league. I mean, these teams are all pretty good. Maybe they're not great, but they're all pretty good. And I was proud of the way they played. They obviously had chances to win games. But, coaches do this for a long time. They put a lot of effort into it. Most coaches played the game. And it's funny, kind of, that people think he knows but I wouldn't do that. And by the way, they never came to practice. They never say anything. So they just think, well, this is what should happen, and you haven't been to practice. So it's very hard to coach a team when you're coaching the team and you know what you're doing. It's absolutely impossible if you're trying to coach a team and you've never been in the gym and you never go to practice. That's an impossibility.
Along those lines, with everything that has gone on the women's side of things, do you change your coaching style, or have you adjusted your coaching style over the last 5 to 10 years?
Well, I'm not talking about anything that happened. I'm talking about my coaching style has changed every year that I've coached. I do things slightly different, or more this, more that. Nothing, everything changes, But you have to be you have to get players to play hard, and but trust me, no player plays hard. You say, "Could you please do this?" It doesn't work that way. You have to be pushing. I mean, you don't have to demean anybody or anything like that, but you have to push. You have to push to get the best out of players. Players and people always think they're working 100%. Well, no, they're not. And most people and most players working at 50 or 60. That's pretty good. So it's my job to try to get them as high as I can in their work ethic. And that takes a lot of push. You got to push. You got to be there every day. You got to be consistent. And the players have got to be willing to understand that. And the good players that have played here in men's and women's basketball appreciated that. They appreciated that because they got better. And you got to push. Absolutely. You got to push hard.
Coach, Jimmy and Cole looked really active at the bottom of the zone,
Yeah.
really pushing up on the wings. How would you assess how they were able to utilize their playing?
I think they were good. I think Benny and I think they were all good. I think our defense was good. I mean, they had a couple guys make some long threes, which we'll see, and that's good. They made some pretty long threes, and it was a good lesson because after they made two, we moved back out, and we did get out there and guard them. But they moved the ball side to side. They got in the corner. They got it out. They got it to the point. They drive. They threw it out. They did everything that will help us to be better, to be a better team. Now, other teams present different problems, but that helps our defense in terms of the movement there. And overall, again, the defense, our trapping, a lot of things we did was good. These guys have worked hard in practice. We've really worked on this stuff. And, the defense was fine. Our offense was good. We had a couple dead spots. But, you miss 13 free throws, you're in a different game. You got to make those free throws. It's just something you got to do, and we will. But no, they moved. They all have gotten the defense size adjusted. The defense was good, and it'll get better. We've still got a long ways to go. We're just kind of starting out here. So, but again, I give credit to that team. They were a good team for us to play. They were physical. They were smart. They moved the ball, and they had 3 or 4 different guys shoot it. So we had to cover people, and it was good. This was a real good game for us to have.
Hey, Jim, Barama's been dealing with the injury bug for a while now.
Pardon?
I said Barama, he's been dealing with the injury bug for a while now.
Yeah.
How is he dealing with this latest injury?
Well, he's disappointed. He's worked. Has been able to practice, and it's ironic, but he had probably one of his best practices the other day, really, in the year. He was really good, really, really good. And so he's had some pain, but he's been playing through it and practicing and everything. And the next day we had to do something, So he's frustrated. He wants to play. He's upset. You never know with these things, but we're pretty confident that now this is the other knee, so both knees have been fixed. This was not a major fix, it was a small one. So we're confident that in 4 weeks to 5 at the outside, that he'll be back. So, but it's frustrating. He's a great kid. I mean, he was hurt his freshman year, but he played through it, hurt a little bit his sophomore year. Junior year he was hurt, but he played through it, had a great finish, and then last year he just was out. He could never get back. So he's frustrated, and, we just have to hope that in 4 weeks he gets back, and we're fortunate to have 2 centers that understand what we're doing. Frank's a completely different player than he was last year already on both ends, and Jesse's improving. He is definitely improving. So, again, sometimes it's hard, but Frank's still a freshman, got that year back, and Jesse's still a sophomore. So Bowles should be back. He's practiced all along. He's just tweaked his ankle. He should be fine after a couple days. Buddy should be, from everything I've seen. But, okay, we got it?
I know you
Yes.
guys were trying to do more with Cole on ball, hitting actions than he did. What did you see from him tonight, and even just since he got here?
Yeah, well, he made the play where he dribbled into traffic, and he, because he never really has done that, and he can't do that. So it's a lesson learned there. But, he got in the lane. He made a good pass, good assist. They covered the pass. He finished. Both him and Jimmy can get in there and finish. And when they do get it up there, the center's helping, so there's a good chance to get an offensive rebound there. When we move the ball and take a jump shot, there's not much chance to offensive rebound. Yeah, really, because everybody's in position. So we need to get some of that penetration, so even if we miss the shot, we got a chance to get it back, because we're not a great rebound team. We have to get an advantage there. And, we've got to make them guard the center, so that if they're not, we got to throw the lob or get the ball to them. But Cole was good. He's never really been allowed to dribble. He's never done that, so it's new. But like tonight, he made 2 or 3 really good plays off the dribble against a small team. He's obviously can shoot the basketball, and the players know that. They look for him, and these guys work really well together. 26 assists in the first game, and that's a lot. That's pretty good. But yeah, he's good. He'll get better. Jimmy and him will learn. They're learning, but they'll get better in what we're doing. All right. Okay. We'll see.